I'm Dr. Rachel Spalding. I grew up actually in Western Kentucky in a small town of Madisonville. I was legitimately a coal miner's daughter. I was one of 4 girls, and my dad was a coal miner. My mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she really, instilled within us the innate ability to want to care for others. I finished high school, I went off to college. I was 3.5 years in my bachelor's of biology, thought I wanted to be a physical therapist, and then nursing, because my grandmother was diagnosed with a glioblastoma, which is a very aggressive form of brain cancer. And so in that 3rd year of school, she passed away. But before she passed, I had visited her at the hospital. I walked into her room, well, really not in her room, I walked into the unit going to her room. And as I looked across the unit, I could see under the curtain pulled in her room. And I noticed a hand, and I realized she was laying on the ground. And I, of course, ran into her room. I called her Mammy, but her name was Sarah Beth. And when I said, Mammy, what are you doing? And she said, well, I got to use the restroom and I fell. Don't tell anybody. I said, Mammy, I got to, you might be hurt. So that's when the gears started turning. And I wanted to know, how do you prevent that from happening? How does that happen? And how do we keep patients safe? And so I made a complete shift. And I think for me, being a chief nursing officer, that was the absolute merge of all of my years of leadership in perioperative cardiac services, amongst many other operational roles, to really look at the bedside nurse and say, I've been there. I've been where you are. Bedside nursing is hard. It's tough, and we've got to figure out how to fix it. And the most important thing we can do is give voice to the bedside, give voice to those closest to the work, understand their needs uniquely, respond, and do something about it. Doesn't mean we have to agree 100%, but leaders and executives in healthcare settings have to give them a voice. They have to understand their needs uniquely and let them be part of the process. We're not going to be able to solve our staffing issues. We're not going to be able to solve some of the quality concerns we have unless we get back to those doing the work and listen very, very closely to what they need.